Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. I'm so glad you're tuning in. Now, if you're a campus administrator or part of the staff handling discipline, you already know the drill. Keeping your systems running smoothly is basically half the battle, right? So today, we've got a very specific goal. We are going to completely master the new 2025-2026 workflow for the one-day DAP process inside ePortal. We're going to take all the guesswork out of the system, streamline your workflow, and get you totally up to speed on the latest updates. Okay, let's jump right in.
Here is our quick roadmap for today. We're going to cover 1. The one-day DEAP criteria, 2. Assigning the DEAP placement, 3. Using the new dashboard, 4. Rescheduling and voiding letters, and finally, 5. Your campus team process.
All right, Section 1, the one-day DEP criteria and when to apply the action.
So, the absolute most important thing to remember here is that the one-day DAEP class is an alternative. It's used in lieu of a standard placement at Keck. But, and this is a big but, it doesn't just apply across the board to every incident. It's strictly for infractions involving 4 specific codes: 04C, 04M, 05, and 33V. If the incident doesn't fit into one of those exact buckets, well, this just isn't the workflow for you. And of course, it's absolutely crucial that you follow the discipline matrix to figure out when this placement can actually be assigned. That matrix is your ultimate playbook for this.
Section 2, Assigning the DAEP placement. Let's go step by step in ePortal.
Once you get logged into ePortal, your very first step is super straightforward. Just drop down the Applications menu and click on Discipline Hearing. That's your starting line for the whole digital process. Once you're on the Discipline Hearing screen, you'll see a few required fields, the ones with the classic red asterisk. First up, for the letter type, you're going to select one-day DAP waiver. Next, for the action, pick DAP placed one-day substance abuse. Then you just grab the next available DAP date from the drop-down menu. Just a quick heads up here, if a specific date isn't showing up on that list, it literally just means the course is already full. Finally, hit confirm. And honestly, this is my favorite part because hitting confirm does 2 massive things for you automatically. It generates the official letter, so no typing it out from scratch, and it instantly drops the student onto the attendance sheet for that specific date. It's just a huge time saver.
Moving right along to Section 3, Using the new dashboard. This is a brand new feature for 2025-2026.
To access this new central hub, your click path shifts just a tiny bit. Under Applications, you'll select One-Day DAEP Student Registration. Then, you'll see a navigation bar pop up on the top left. Just click there and select Dashboard.
And boom, here it is. This is your new command center. It gives you a really nice wide-angle view where you can manage absolutely all of your one-day DEP placements at a single glance. Everything gets pulled right from those hearing letters you generate, and it's laid out super logically. But to really get the hang of this, we need to break down exactly what each column does and who is in charge of it.
Okay, let's look at who does what. First, you've got attendance. This one is managed strictly by Keck. When a student physically shows up to the class, Keck updates it, and you'll see a little check mark pop up next to the student's name. Easy enough. Next is new date. Now, this is an optional field managed by you, the campus administrators. You're only going to use this dropdown if a student actually misses their original date. It lets you easily bump them to a new attendance sheet without having to generate a completely new letter from scratch. Then there's the comments column. Think of this as a direct line from student services. They'll use it to leave you notes if there's any sort of issue with a student's record or the files you attached. And speaking of files, the last column is upload file. This is also managed by you, and its purpose is incredibly specific.
I really cannot stress this next rule enough. If you want to avoid a massive headache when district audits roll around, listen up. You are strictly required to attach the signed one-day DAEP letter directly into that upload file column on the dashboard after the parent meeting. The golden rule here is do not email or send any one-day DAEP letters through the EPUB. Keep it all contained inside the ePortal dashboard. That is how we ensure the audit trail stays perfectly intact and compliant.
So what happens when you do everything right? Well, once that signed letter is uploaded and the student has attended, Student Services steps in and marks the case as resolved. And when they do, the record just cleanly drops off your main dashboard and moves over into the Dashboard Resolved list. You can find that list right under that same top left navigation menu. It's perfect for keeping your active workspace totally clutter-free.
All right, Section 4, Rescheduling and voiding letters and handling missed sessions. Because, let's be real, things don't always go perfectly.
The system is actually built to help you follow up. Like we talked about, you can use that new date dropdown to reschedule a student once, giving them a second opportunity. But here's the hard line in the sand. If a student misses that second opportunity, you must completely void the DAEP letter in the system and immediately proceed to place the student at KEEK.
So, let me walk you through the exact clicks to void a letter, keeping your audit numbers looking pristine. From the discipline hearing screen, you hit Search and find the letter. Look way over to the far right. You'll see a column where the status says Active. Here's a little UI trick for you. Click directly on the actual word Active. A little prompt will pop up asking if you want to proceed. Just hit Yes. When you do that, the letter will literally gray out on your list. This officially removes it from your building's completed hearing count for district-level reports. Plus, it stamps the date and your username straight into the audit database.
Now, if you ever hit a technical snag while trying to void a letter, please don't panic. You actually have dedicated support from student services for this exact scenario. You can reach out to Adrian Torres or Priscilla Linden via email, and they will help you untangle the system side of things. And finally, Section 5, your campus team process, where coordination is key. Because honestly, the best software in the world is useless if your human team isn't communicating.
The process outlines a very specific, chronological handoff that has to happen right there at your campus. Think of it like a relay race. It starts at the parent conference, where the Campus Behavior Coordinator, the CBC, communicates the assigned DAEP date. Then, on the Friday before the class, the DAEP secretary picks up the baton and calls the parents to remind them and the student about the session. On the actual day of a class, it's the DAEP secretary's job to check the attendance list. And finally, in a post-absence scenario, say the student just didn't show up, the DAEP secretary has to actively alert the CBC. That way the CBC can jump right back into ePortal and reschedule. It is a continuous loop, and everybody has to do their part.
If your campus is having a hard time getting this communication loop to flow naturally, or if you just have questions about coordinating the physical process on your campus, you need to reach out to Todd Lindeman in the Office of School Administration. He is a fantastic resource for making sure the people side of this whole workflow is just as dialed in as the software side.
Which brings us to the end of our explainer today. I want to leave you with one really vital question to think about. Is your campus team communicating effectively to ensure every single DAEP assignment is actively tracked and fully resolved? The new 2025-2026 ePortal dashboard gives you some seriously incredible visibility, but at the end of the day, it relies entirely on you and your staff working together. You have to input the data, upload those signed letters, and keep the students accountable. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today, and best of luck mastering the new workflow.